was like a mini Great Trek. These chicken ox wagons were traversing the Free State as if to cross the Karoo next or something. But report back for the mine. So we did a big move today. There's a section of land on which we were running the chickens here that is in debate as to its future use. So in order to avoid any potential conflict and just not give anyone reasons to shout at us, we've done a move of the chickens. They were due for a move on pasture in any event, but we've now moved them to a strategic position elsewhere on the property. And so the chickshaws were tested. They've never been moved that sort of distance. I'm very chuffed, the rigidity, the robustness of them. They were packed obviously with the chickens. If you consider the fact that a chicken at this age is weighing around a kilogram, if not more, and there's 50 per chickshaw, that's an extra 50 kilograms that have to be pulled. So not only were they sort of covering quite a large distance on a gravel road, but also, and up hills just by the by, but also they are loaded, so they're fully loaded. And yeah, very chuffed with how they operated. Not quite a one-man move a chickshaw operation at this scale, but yeah, here they are. Orientation was part of a plan. So the prevailing winds here come from this sort of, what I'd guess that's north. It's like a southeasterly direction, and here it gets bitterly cold in winter. Like right now, this is almost unusual. The days, like the Highveld, I guess, do warm up, but they're talking about next week being sort of -5 to -8 in the morning, and the prevailing winds, which will have a high chill factor, will be coming from that direction. So we've orientated the chickshaws in a direction so that the chickens have some level of protection. So the shielded part of the chickshaws are going to face directly into the wind. The other advantage of that is obviously in this low winter sunlight is going to shine into the chickshaws during the day and give them some level of heat. Again, a bonus of this orientation is that the rollaway nest boxes are at the back, out of the sun. So the northern light is cruising across the sky here from obviously east to west at a low angle and shining in, but the entire back of the chickshaw is in shade, which means the eggs are rolling to the back and are already being chilled for us, so they're not going to be exposed to sun, and it's going to increase the shelf life of the eggs. So again, something to think about. You've got these tools, but you kind of, as much as we're trying to make this as efficient and effortless as possible, you still have to apply your mind to the best use of the system, and that's just really taking into consideration local conditions. So the other thing is that we've weed or brush cutted the perimeter here. What that allows for is us to more distinctly place the poultry netting. The poultry netting is affected by what it touches. Obviously the electrical charge that runs through it to create protection for the chickens and keep them in is reliant on there not being too much grounding, and so to clear it first helps. But there's another nice side benefit from the brush cutting. If you've ever seen a freshly cut set of grass anywhere, you'll notice suddenly the birds arrive, and the reason they're arriving is that disturbance of that grass, or the cutting of the grass, obviously exposes insects. And so what's really cool about this new spot is that the chickens on these freshly cut pieces are already pecking around and finding bugs and things for themselves to eat. So that's great. And eating me. Why are you pecking me? You can see there's no food here. What are you eating? What is it you're finding? Huh? Weirdos. So another thing I'm chuffed with is that the chickens, obviously on a move like this, we want the chickens in the chickshaws, so we don't have to like herd cats and catch them all. They're in there, they get moved to their new spot, we erect the fence and we let them out. But they are behind schedule today with regard to feed and water, because they had to stay in during the move and we had to prep things in order to move them. So yeah, now I'm very glad and relieved that they're out again on pasture and seemingly unaffected. So these chickens are getting really used to their environment and the process, which is great. They are really pecking me. Why are you pecking me? People who live near the coast or in more natural environments, Cape Town as an example, you've got this towering 1 kilometer high mountain daily reminding you of your insignificance and that your big problems are not that big in context of this big geological structure that you face every day. Living at the coast gives you an endless view to the end of the sea that is beyond the horizon and indicates that you're just like another drop in the ocean, again bringing you down to earth. But in certain environments like a mine or in Johannesburg, where you don't have that daily reminder, this kind of operation gives you that reflection opportunity. Being close to animals that carry on with their lives, that are focused on the small things, that are not caught up in endless mind clutter and thought and worry, sort of just reminds you that, hang on, maybe not such big issues out there. Maybe I can enter this day more grounded and more solid and a better person. So yeah, it's funny. I know it seems ridiculous, but there's a spin-off benefit to this in spending time with animals. I know that sounds rather esoterical and out there, but you just have to spend 5 minutes in here and you're brought back down to earth. You're centered. So the other thing that I haven't really raised and been too vocal about, but is growing as a topic I feel we need to discuss, is animal welfare. So obviously this way of raising pastured poultry and producing eggs is as close to nature as we can get it, while obviously creating a management protocol that allows us to do this efficiently and cost effectively and sustainably. So we talk about sustainability from an environmental perspective, but also from an economic perspective. If it's not financially sustainable, then it's not sustainable. It's not going to scale. It's not going to be something that we can effect change with. We live in a capitalistic society and world, and that's how it works. So we have to figure out ways to operate in that we benefit the planet at the same time as being financially stable. So these chickens are being run on this pasture about as naturally as it can be done, and that means they're free ranging. That means they're eating bugs and grubs. They're dust bathing. They're doing things that chickens should do. They're getting sunlight and they're outdoors. So birds are not generally kept in captivity. So it's about as close to nature as possible, and there is a benefit. It's hard to quantify, but it's the research is starting to emerge to sort of indicate the benefits of it. But certainly a healthy animal produces healthy products. If they're out eating good food, if they're happy animals, you can understand that just in principle it's going to produce a better product.